Hello everyone, welcome to Sunburned. Albino plays Ace Attorney Trilogy episode 41. We're still in the middle of this trial. We're about to call in a new witness. He's saying it's gotta be Lotta. So if it's gonna be Lotta, it's gonna be Lotta. But so far, we've managed to prove that the victim shot first. Dr. Gray shot at Maya while she was over huddling by the screen, and that's where the bullet hole came. He missed, hit her in the sleeve. But, yeah, so we've at least moved past the whole premeditated, oh, I'm gonna stab him and then shoot him in the forehead stick, so let's do this. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. Ooh, that's gotta be a new record. 10 seconds before there was a to be continued is when I end the episode. I am just straight up killing it. Why am I getting called by random numbers? Don't understand. Dude, robocalls are a problem. They've been happening, like... I get one, like, almost every day. From just different numbers that are kind of close to my own phone number. So you know that they're just, like, dialing random shit. Phew, that was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me. But I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sister's ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? Yeah. Do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, this'll be fun. Court will now reconvene. Now the first order of... Ow! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yowza! Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here is violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine? That ain't fine, that's a whip. Yeah! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. That's a lie. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Wait, was she waving a pistol around? I don't believe so. And did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Huh? Excuse me? Reckon course. It's short for, you reckon? Of course I did. Yeah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. It would certainly seem that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Would it, though? Like, I'm trying to study this. but they're on the wrong side of the room. I mean, from there, if the forehead shot was a through and through, if he had already been stabbed, and was like kneeling on the ground, she could have shot him through the head and into that hole in the screen. I don't know, man. Lotta's photo out of the court record. Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. Alright, let's press it. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. Was it really only those two that went in? What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes. Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on, we can't have the defense testifying against its own client. Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness, continue. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Was it really a gunshot? Are you insane? You must have heard it as well! Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. Oh, I think we can contradict that with the key. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door. This is such a fucking farce right now. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma, I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing, that was great, you're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Lotta seems awful confident in her testimony. Lotta, please think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room? I was murdered. Click. Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not. Am I correct? Well, you see... Order. Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. Sorry. Good. This shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered? One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats, and I'm trapped like one, again! I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am, but that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about... behind the folding screen? What about behind the folding screen? Did you check back there?
Given.
Huh? What in the...
Given. You know, you reckon? That's a given. Yeah, I took me a good look around the room once. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen.
If I may have a word with you, Miss Hart.
What? You got a problem?
Given. I mean, I am having a little difficulty in understanding you. If you would stop saying such things as reckon given...
Ah! Now then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, do you see a problem with the testimony or don't you?
Just as I thought, there's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough. It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony.
At the time of the crime, only 2 people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey.
The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant.
What am I going to do? If I just let this go?
What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say.
If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Well, it's time to save now, isn't it? Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in that photo? Maybe we could present newspaper clipping 2 if it has a picture of her, but it doesn't. Let's try it. If we can use her spirit as a scapegoat, like, are we gonna go down that path and would it even help?
Mr. Wright.
It is possible that the person in this photo is not the defendant.
What? Do you know what you are proposing?
Yeah, that's just plain fool's talk.
Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show the court some proof. Prove to this court that the person in this photo is not Maya Fey.
Awesome. Here is your proof. Is there a problem? Oh no, I thought I would work on my inflections. Just wondering what an objection with a twist of "you're wrong" sounds like.
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I don't follow your logic.
God damn it. Should have been that. Is there anything I can yeah, I'm gonna present this. It is possible because... Wish I could look at this. The reason it's possible... I mean, you can't just use the picture, can you? It's kind of... She's holding the gun in her right hand, but the shot that hit the hole through her sleeve is on the left side, and you can't even really see that, so that doesn't really matter. You can't see anyone else in here. Let me just try it. Here is your proof. Oh, that one didn't work either. Come on, there's gotta be.
Is there anything I can present that would prove Maya's not in the photo?
I'll show you. And I'll show you because it'll be the costume.
Gosh darn it. What if I say I can't present anything yet? I was warned that there are times where you are not supposed to present things. And it's like, well, I can't prove yet. So let's try it. Well, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. That's very smart of you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You really should give up trying to prove this is not my affair.
I didn't say anything about giving up. I just don't have the right piece of evidence to prove my argument. That's enough.
Is this it? Is this all I could do?
I think it is quite obvious to this court that a verdict of not guilty is not possible.
I told you! Totally 100% impossible.
Miss Von Karma, do you have any further questions for this witness?
Having established the defendant's guilt, further questioning won't be needed.
What about the defense? No further questions, I presume?
I couldn't protect Maya. The defense! Phoenix! Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face. A lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Mia! I guess I made it just in time, wouldn't you say? But pearls? Her clothes are a bit small. Anyway, what are you waiting for, Phoenix? Let's go. But how? She's already taken away every advantage. The advantage is still in your hand. Think carefully one more time about what you saw in the channeling chamber. Do you remember what you told me yesterday?
Dr. Gray!
Click. I was murdered.
What?
Lotta, at a time like this, time's like perfect for snapping up shots. You see, there is one final piece to this puzzle.
Mia?
Question Lotta one more time, Phoenix. I don't know if she's doing it unconsciously or on purpose, but she's not testifying truthfully.
Now then, this court would like to end the cross-examination period.
Please wait, Your Honor. The defense would like to request that the witness testify one more time.
Overruled. I'm afraid you're too late, Mr. Wright. The cross-examination has already ended. Furthermore, any unrelated...
It's fine. I'll allow another testimony. Von Karma's case is perfect. Absolutely flawless. And what better times than this for you to see that?
But, I have some place I must go after this. All right, I'll allow it. Miss Hart, hurry and give us another testimony.
Well, heck, what am I supposed to talk about? Please tell us once more what happened when you burst into the channeling chamber. Okay, you got it. See, you got through to the judge somehow, right?
Well, actually, it was Von Karma's whip that got through to him.
I mean, she has another photo she hasn't shown us yet. When we broke into that room, all I could focus on was Maya. I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it. I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff, but I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot.
Nothing sounds different from before.
Some parts of her testimony were very vague. I should press her on those sections. Struggle all you like as you taste the bitterness of your defeat. Well, amuse me with your useless questions, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm waiting.
When we broke in, all I could focus on was Maya.
So, what did she look like? You know, she looked almost like a different person.
A different person?
She may have seemed like a different person, however, she was still Maya Fey. We have already made that point abundantly clear.
Yes, that is true. Well then, Miss Hart, did you happen to see anything else?
I was kind of scared of the dead body, so I didn't take a good look at it.
then perhaps that body was not Dr. Gray's at all.
Eh? Oh, well, I reckon that's possible. If the body inside that room was not that of Dr. Gray, then whose body was it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Well, what if it was that of Maya Fey after the channeling? Or maybe...
Ow! Foolish fool spouting foolish foolishness, just as I expect of a foolish fool such as you. If that was the case, then that would mean that Maya Fey is in fact dead. And that would make the defendant's chair quite a lonely place, wouldn't it?
Sorry, Maya.
Are y'all done here? Can I continue? I'm really bad when it comes to blood and ghosts and stuff.
And even knowing that, you still persist in being a paranormal photographer?
That's why I'm getting out of this here business. This gal's gonna get the dirt on the stars and be a tabloid photographer from now on.
She goes through jobs faster than a baby through diapers.
Wah! Mr. Phoenix Wright, would it kill you to stay on topic for a change?
Well, would it, Mr. Wright? Nice, tag-teamed in stereo. Guess I should be grateful it's not in 5-1.
But I still managed to point my camera at Maya and take a shot.
2, right?
2 what?
2 shots. You took 2 shots. But only one has been submitted as evidence. Miss Hart, where is the other picture you have been withholding?
No, you got it all wrong. It's not me. I didn't mean anything bad. I know I can be a little mean, but I ain't evil.
Well, at least she knows herself. Then why have you not shown this other picture to the court yet?
Well, ain't it obvious? That prosecutor woman told me to shut my trap about it.
What? Von Karma! Miss Von Karma, you're hiding critical evidence? Unforgivable, Von Karma. Suppressing evidence like this, you're as bad as your father. Your Honor, the defense asks that Prosecutor Von Karma be held in contempt of court. Well, yes.
Me? In contempt of court? You can't be serious.
But you hid evidence from the court, on purpose. That's not fair! Phoenix, are you a lawyer or a school child? I was so angry I lost my composure. Miss Von Karma, would you care to explain yourself to this court?
I thought this picture was not important, and thus felt no need to submit it. That's all.
How could you think...
The pictures were more or less the same, so why bother with the second? I mean, it's just so much more trouble than it's worth for me to submit this as evidence.
More trouble than it's worth? How can you say that?
If you want to see it that badly, I'll submit it.
Look at that face. What is this picture?
It's obviously the second picture the witness took that day as a crime scene. Well, it's a little off-center, but that's what you get with a nervous amateur.
I think the important point here is the person in this picture. This is most definitely not Maya Fey. What is the meaning of this? This might be the break I was looking for. Now, should I or should I not insist that the person in this picture is not Maya? I mean, it's not Maya, it's Miney or whatever her name is. Your Honor, as you can plainly see, the person in the picture is not Maya Fey. Yes, I see that. It's not just her face, her whole body has taken on a different appearance. There is only one conclusion that can be drawn then, that somehow this other person snuck in and traded places with the defendant. Order! Well, yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Wright. The person who was inside the channeling chamber was not Maya Fey. Mia, we did it!
You're too soft.
Huh?
You're softer than Aunt Morgan's strawberry desserts, Phoenix. Take a look at Prosecutor Von Karma's face.
She's smiling?
I think you had better continue to worry, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Miss Von Karma, what do you mean by that?
Your Honor, I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This was taken yesterday at the detention center's visitors room. This is Mr. Phoenix Wright and the defendant, Maya Fey, during his visit.
Maya Fey? But isn't this a totally different person?
She looks this way because she is obviously in the middle of channeling a spirit.
It's unbelievable that she can...
Yet it is the truth. When Maya Fey is in that state, she physically changes into the person she's calling. Miss Von Karma, a word if I may.
Mia?
Taking pictures of someone during a private visit is illegal. Surely you must know that that picture can't be submitted as evidence. Obviously I know this picture is illegal, but I never intended to submit it as evidence in the first place.
What is she...
From the moment I showed this picture to the court, this case became all mine. After all, this image has now been forever burned into the judge's mind.
I don't have even a single witty line.
It looks like we've been had.
I don't claim to understand this, and I still cannot believe it. Are you saying that this person is the defendant, Maya Fey?
If I give up here, the trial will end. But if I slip up and say something wrong, it will cost me.
Is there any way I can prove that the person in this picture is not Maya?
Well, if I give up, the trial will end, so... I can prove it with a newspaper article, maybe?
Your Honor! Oh, the fire has returned to your eyes, I see.
Within this picture lies a critical contradiction to all the testimony up until now. There is no hole in her sleeve.
A contradiction?
So, you think you've spotted a problem with this picture? Then earn your keep. Why don't you point out exactly what is so strange about this picture?
Well, the left sleeve is where the hole should have been.
So, let's present here.
Please direct your attention here. To the sleeve? But there isn't anything odd about it.
And that is exactly what is so odd. Something that should be there is suddenly missing. Should be there. Ah! There was a bullet hole in the sleeve of the defendant's costume. If that's the case, then it should be in this picture as well.
Miss Von Karma, you intended to hide this valuable piece of evidence? You will most certainly be assigned a penalty for this.
All right, this should do some major damage to her argument. Don't celebrate yet. You like to bring down the mood, don't you? Take a look at Miss Von Karma's face. Ah, she's got that condescending grin plastered all over her face again. Tisk tisk, jumping the gun again, I see. Your Honor, I would like to extend an apology on behalf of those incompetent fools.
What do you mean? And what incompetent fools?
If those fools down at the precinct hadn't missed the bullet hole, I would have gotten a report about it. As I didn't, I could not have known that this picture was of any value to this case.
I see.
She's lying through her teeth, I know it. That woman knew about everything. The bullet hole, the picture, everything. But you can't prove that. Franziska Von Karma's idea of a perfect case is quite fascinating, don't you think? Your Honor, you need not worry. If you must assign a penalty, I'll personally make sure that detective gets what's coming. I'm sure there will be a great gnashing of teeth at his next salary discussion. Poor Gumshoe.
In any case, this is a very big problem. When the defendant was taken into custody, her costume had a bullet hole in its sleeve. However, From this photo, it would appear that right after the shooting, there was none.
The judge is confused by this strange twist of events. This is your chance, Phoenix. Load all you've got into this one shot, alright? Got it. Watch this, Maya.
Your Honor, there is only one logical explanation for the contradiction. Bullet hole was made later. The shooter is someone else. Oh crap, I actually don't know which one. The shooter is someone else. Or this picture is a fake. The picture's not a fake. The bullet hole was made later. Bullet hole could not have been made later. Shooter is someone else. The defendant's sleeve had a bullet hole in it. However, this person's clearly does not. There can be only one explanation. The person who shot Dr. Gray was not the defendant, but a different person altogether.
Well, what?
Order. If order is not restored, I will suspend this trial.
Oh, why me? The defense's argument is a complete mess.
A complete mess? I fail to see how. Please enlighten us.
Hey, witness. What the heck? Is that any way to ask a gal a favor? Be quiet, you. You was the one who said it was only the two of them when you entered the room. Well, you know, if you were lying, I swear that my whip will be the last thing you see. Look, sis, you're looking mighty scary, so why don't we say you... Why? I swear, I wasn't lying or nothing. There wasn't anyone else in there, honest. You see? Now riddle me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where did the defendant vanish to? And where did this other woman appear from?
Why is it lately all I want to do is cry? Well, if the person in this picture is not the defendant, then this poses two very big questions. First, where did the defendant vanish to? And second, where did this person come from?
That's right. Now hurry up and answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Come on, you can't fall apart here, Phoenix Wright.
I can't believe that even me is calling me by my full name. But, I mean, how am I supposed to prove something like this?
Had enough yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Or do you think you have enough in you to turn things around even now?
To turn things around? That's right. Mia would always turn things around and change her perspective.
Phoenix?
So, where did this intruder appear from, and where did Maya disappear to? I need to look at this situation from a different angle. Let's see. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true... Mr. Wright, let's hear what you've come up with. Time to save.
We were outside the channeling chamber the whole time, though, so no one could have come out the door, and we still thought that the door was locked, even though we know that the door is not locked, but the key's probably going to come up pretty soon. As far as, like, anyone could have entered, but we were all still there, though. So... I don't know. I don't know as far as, like, if there's some hidden passage. I think what happened before we forced our way into the channeling chamber is... a third person had entered it. Maya had left the room. But she remembers... Or no, she was saying she had a dream, and then Mia was saying that you can't have a dream when you're channeling a spirit. So maybe she was knocked unconscious instead? So if she didn't know, then we could still say that Maya left the room and somebody, like, carried her somewhere. Maya had left the channeling chamber at some point, and the defense can prove this. Oh, how a foolish fool makes a foolish face while dreaming foolishly foolish dreams. Maya Fey was being looked after by her aunt, Morgan Fey. The chances of her leaving the crime scene is lower than that detective's salary. Anyway, let's see some evidence. Prove that from the murder until the time of arrest, the defendant had left the room.
channeling chamber. I mean, it wouldn't be on the map, so the map won't help. But then if we look at the floor plans, there's only one door. I don't think the floor plans would help either. From the murder until the time of the arrest, the defendant left the room. The key wouldn't do it. She couldn't have left while we were all standing there. Pistol, knife, Maya's costume, a lot of... Maybe one of these pictures would do it. Alright, he's lying on the floor there. And he's lying on the floor there. Nothing's different about that. And there's nothing really in the background. How could there have been a hole in the thing if there's like a box plant in front of that thing? I don't think this is gonna work. The evidence you're looking for is this? The heck is the question mark at the end there for? Well, actually, I'm not really sure about this evidence, you know? Okay, it's not... That's the wrong pathway, I think. But what if we try a third person that entered it? Your Honor, I would like to present some evidence. I have proof that there was someone else in the room before the murder took place. Do I, though? I mean, I don't have proof of that, though, is the only issue with that. So... Would the key prove that? Please take a good look at this! Okay. I've already seen it. Thank you. And what is the purpose of this item? Don't you see, Your Honor? I don't think you actually see what you are doing. Oh. I think it is the court that should be sighing at you, Mr. Wright. Let's try that we can't explain it yet. I'm sorry, but I simply can't. You see? And the reason is quite simple, because there is no explanation, that's why. As I thought. Another big waste of this court's time. Phoenix, you can't just give up like that. But Mia! Rethink things one more time. There has to be an explanation. I'm already perfect, so of course my conclusions are also perfect. Alright, Phoenix, calm down and let's try this one more time. What if before we broke in, the third person was already in the room? And what if Maya had left that room somehow? If I could prove that either one of those conditions were true. Okay, so then you don't do the last one. A third person had entered it, or... Okay, the newspaper clipping is out. Guide map doesn't... There's only one entrance. Guide map would not prove any of that. Maya's Magatama, we can't really do anything with that. Newspaper clipping 2, we can't do anything with that. Unless we use this to make the third person argument. And that's how Maya had left, quote unquote. She left her body, she didn't exactly leave the room. Let's try, okay, let's try this one then. Well, that sure didn't work. Okay, so if it's not that, folding screen doesn't do anything. black key. We already tried that and that didn't work. Because Pearly had the black key. Unless Maya gave it to her. But I wouldn't think that she did. Then we got the floor plans. What if we try and use the floor plans? I think we already tried to do that. It won't let me, like, flip it over. Let's try third person and edit it with Lotto's photo, too. I don't understand. There's just too many avenues. Let's try Maya had left the room. The defense can prove this. She was being looked after by her aunt. But there's nothing relating to her aunt in this evidence, so I don't understand. Floor plans. And I used a question mark, so that's how you know that that was incorrect. What is this case called? It's called Reunion and Turnabout, because it's always a turnabout. Let's see. Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Episode 2, Trial Guide. I'm not looking it up, I was just saying those words in sequence for no reason, okay? So you don't need to add that to my counter, because it's all fake news, alright? Okay, trial begins. Cross-examination, criminating evidence, transpired. Part 2-1. Okay, we're at part 2-2 of the trial, right? With Lotta? I do believe so. Yeah, Lotta's testimony, okay. Okay. Sleeves 2, where did Maya vanish to? How did the mysterious woman sneak in? It appears that you will have to look at this from a different angle. Choose that Maya had left the room. I knew that. Maya had the key when she entered the room? I didn't know that. I even said that at one point. I was like, oh, but if Maya gave the key to Pearly. And then I just dismissed that, and apparently that was the right call? Yeah, whatever. That's still nonsense, though, because we were there at the front door. I don't get it. Miss Hart, do you remember this key? Well, I've seen it. Hey, that's the channeling chamber key, right? Before the channeling started, Maya locked the door from the inside with that. The defendant herself locked the door? Yeah, that's why we all couldn't get the door open. That key's the only one of its kind, after all. Oh, one of a kind, you say? Wait, Mr. Phoenix right. Yes? It looks like she's catching on. I'm afraid to ask, but why is that key currently in your possession? Huh? What do you mean? If Maya Fey locked herself in, then the key should have been with her. Yes, agreed. However, she did not have the key at the time of her arrest. Ah, well, ain't that a kick? So how come you're holding it? I got this as a present from a certain little girl. And that little girl was nowhere near the crime scene at the time. That's preposterous. This means that Maya Fey must have left the room. If she had not, then I would not be holding this key you see before you.
No!
It seems we have come to an impasse. This picture has clearly captured the face of the murderer. However, is this person the defendant or not? The defense is arguing that this person is not the defendant. Furthermore, as proof, this key has been submitted as evidence. Miss Von Karma.
How can this be?
At this point in time, a verdict on the defendant's guilt is not possible.
My perfect case! How is there a flaw in my perfect case? Don't think you've won yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I am a prodigy. I've never lost a case. And I don't intend to lose here in this courtroom to a fool like you. I don't care what I have to do. I will get my guilty verdict.
That's enough. If you would like to continue, do so in the lobby. Court will reconvene tomorrow at 10 a.m. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Wow! That was you, Pearly? You summoned my sis?
Yes, I felt I had no choice.
Great going, Pearly. I knew you were special. Hey, Nick, did you know?
Yeah. It's not like anyone else in there could have done that.
Nick. I know you're trying really hard and all, but I really don't remember ever leaving that room.
And I don't think that a third person could have gone into that room.
Yeah. Well,
at least we have until tomorrow to figure things out. Like, what happened in that room, for instance.
yeah, I'm counting on you.
I envy the two of you.
Oh, by the way, Nick, do you think you could take Pearly back home for me?
Sure. Alright, Pearls, you ready to go buy some tickets? Huh? A tick-ket?
Poor thing. So sheltered.
To be continued, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.